slow and fragile recovery, not to mention a prolonged stagnation. The news from China also is not very good. Those of you following China, is it going to be a soft landing or is it going to be a hard landing? The manufacturing output figures came out yesterday for India. Again, they're not looking that good. So even the BRICS are not performing well. So for one time, many people believe that there could be a decoupling. It would appear that the secondary effect of what is happening in the US and what is happening in Europe is catching up even with the emerging economies. So this is basically the background against which this debate is being set place. Now, it's amazing. It's the second time in 4 years that rich, advanced industrialized countries are basically responsible for putting the world economy on the brink. 2008, it was basically, it originated in the States. Then we thought we got out of it. And since 2010, basically, we've been affected by what's happening in the EU, what's happening in the Eurozone, and now what's happening in the currency itself. Now, with respect to Mauritius, all of us are very concerned what is going to happen to the Eurozone. How long will the crisis last? Is the response crisis, the response to the crisis, the right one? And I hope we're going to discuss this. What I mean by the response to the crisis is in terms of the speed with which they have responded, the timeliness of the response, the adequacy of the response, and last but not least, the adequacy and how effective the response has been. I think this is crucially important. And obviously for us in Mauritius, we are very concerned because of what happened through the channel of transmission. All of us know the first channel of transmission is basically trading goods and trading services. I don't have to tell you, I think all of you here know what is the reliance that Mauritius has in terms of trading goods and also trading services in Europe. Whether it's textile.
And if you look at Greece, it also has failed politically because Greece is has not been able to form a new government. There's a Greek left-wing party which has been very strong in the past elections, which would like to renegotiate the IMF EU program. The problem is that the Germans are not going to renegotiate with Greece because the public in Germany thinks that the Greeks should pay up, and the government is not strong enough and is not willing actually to come up with a different solution. So we are seeing increasing capital flights from the periphery, banks, and increasingly all negative factors.
So that is not so easy. And also to have a fiscal union is not in line with what the majority of the German population and the other countries as well would like to have. So we do not know who's going to make decisions in the future. Will it be the European Parliament? That is not foreseen so far as a kind of mechanism. So what we would need is also a legal and a constitutional quantum leap into a political union to better deal with these things which are economically necessary, like Eurobonds, or the joint liability for sovereign debt, or for a banking union or things like that. But legally, constitutionally, it is very difficult, and also the public opinion is more difficult. So, therefore, let me now say a few words. Sebastian sketched the worst case scenario. I think the disaster scenario that may come true, but which is not necessarily the only. There are other scenarios, and I think the most relevant scenario at the time being is the scenario of extreme uncertainty, in which we live since a couple of years already. And we don't know what's going to happen in Greece on next Sunday when they have election. And even if this left-wing party is going to win, they need a coalition. So with whom could they make a coalition? We don't know what they're saying. It could also be that the Conservatives are going to be the winners, and they will follow the conditionality. But even if that would happen, I think in the long run it will not help Greece.